Right now, in the room you're sitting in, there were probably a dozen invisible radio signals slamming into each other. Your Wi-Fi, your neighbor's Wi-Fi, your microwave if it's running. And somehow, in the middle of that chaos, this tiny thing in your ear is holding a flawless, uninterrupted conversation with your phone and never dropping a single note. That should be impossible. By every rule of physics, that signal should be getting drowned. So how does it survive? The answer is hidden in plain sight, inside this symbol.
Because that logo you've seen 10,000 times and never once looked at, it's not a design. It's 2 letters written in a 1,000-year-old Viking alphabet. They're the initials of a dead king.
By the end of this video, 3 things are gonna click into place that you'll never unsee. 1, why this technology is named after a medieval warlord with a rotten tooth. 2, how a Hollywood movie star and a piano composer accidentally invented the trick that keeps your earbuds alive while trying to sink Nazi submarines. And 3, the one that actually matters, how the single design choice that makes Bluetooth unjammable is the same one quietly turning millions of people into walking tracking beacons, including, quite possibly, you. Stick with me, because this last part was demonstrated by security researchers last year, and most people have no idea it's even possible. Let's start with the king. In the mid-1990s, an Intel engineer named Jim Kardak had a problem. A bunch of rival companies, Intel, Ericsson, Nokia, IBM, Toshiba, were all building their own competing short-range wireless tech, and none of them talked to each other. They needed one standard to unite them all. And Kardak, who happened to be reading a book about Vikings at the time, kept thinking about one particular king. They needed one standard to unite them all. And Kardak, who happened to be reading a book about Vikings at the time, kept thinking about one particular king. His nickname, Blowtand, translates roughly to Bluetooth, most likely because he had a dead blue-gray tooth. So Kardak's logic was, this king united fractured tribes into one network. Our technology unites fractured devices into one network. Let's borrow his name. It was only ever supposed to be a temporary code name. The real marketing names were going to be Radio Wire or PAN. But the trademark paperwork on the alternatives fell through at the last second, and Bluetooth was the only name they could legally launch with. An accident of bad timing gave us the name. And the logo? Look closely. It's a bind rune. 2 younger Futhark runes fused together. Hagal, that's an H. And Bjarken, that's a B. HB, Harald Bluetooth. His initials have been sitting on your phone this entire time. Which is a fun story, but it doesn't explain how the thing survives that crowded room. For that, we have to talk about a torpedo. 1942, the middle of World War II. The Allies had radio-guided torpedoes, but they had a fatal flaw. If you steer a weapon with a single radio frequency, the enemy just finds that frequency, blasts noise onto it, and jams it. Your torpedo goes deaf and misses. Enter possibly the most unexpected inventor in history, Hedy Lamarr. At the time, she was one of the biggest movie stars in Hollywood, literally billed as the most beautiful woman in the world. But before Hollywood, she'd been married to an Austrian arms manufacturer, and she'd sat silently through years of his weapons meetings, absorbing everything. Working with an avant-garde composer named George Antheil, she had an idea. What if the transmitter and the receiver didn't stay on one frequency? What if they both jumped, hopped from channel to channel dozens of times a second in a secret pattern that only they knew? The enemy can't jam a frequency you've already left. Antheil's genius contribution? he'd programmed player pianos, those self-playing pianos with the punched paper rolls. He realized you could keep both the torpedo and the controller in sync the same way two player pianos stay in sync, with matching perforated rolls dictating the pattern.
They patented it. They called it a secret communication system. The idea is now called frequency hopping. Now, you'll see headlines saying Hedy Lamarr invented Wi-Fi. That's not quite true, and I'd rather tell you the real version, because it's better. Frequency hopping actually predates her. Versions of the idea go back decades.
And the US Navy? They rejected her patent, told her it was too bulky to fit in a torpedo, and suggested she go sell war bonds instead. Her design was never used in the war.
But the principle she helped popularize, synchronized hopping to beat interference, became the beating heart of modern wireless. And it's doing it right now in your ear. Because here's what your earbuds are actually doing. Bluetooth lives in a slice of radio spectrum called the 2.4 gigahertz band, the same crowded, unlicensed neighborhood used by Wi-Fi, baby monitors, and microwave ovens. Classic Bluetooth chops that band into 79 tiny channels, and instead of picking one and hoping for the best, your device does exactly what Lamarr described. It hops between those channels 1,600 times every second. That means your earbud and your phone are changing radio frequency roughly once every 625 microseconds, faster than you could ever perceive. Both landing on the exact same channel at the exact same instant, following a shared secret sequence. Think about how absurd that is. If your Wi-Fi is hogging one channel, Bluetooth is only sitting there for a fraction of a millisecond before it's gone. Interference can maybe corrupt one hop, but the next 1,599 hops that second sail right through clean gaps. That's why it survives the crowded room. It never stands still long enough to get hit. But that raises a question. If the whole system depends on two devices hopping in perfect lockstep through a secret sequence, how do they agree on that sequence in the first place? How do a total stranger's headphones and your phone become a private, synchronized pair? That word you click through every day, pairing, is actually one of the most important handshakes in modern tech. When you pair two devices, they run a cryptographic introduction. One device advertises, "Hi, I exist, I'm available." The other answers. And then, using modern elliptic curve cryptography, they generate a shared secret that only the two of them know, without ever broadcasting that secret out loud for an eavesdropper to grab. That shared secret does two jobs. It encrypts your data, so someone nearby can't just listen in on your call, and it seeds the hopping pattern. The master device's internal clock dictates the sequence, and the paired device locks onto that same clock. Now they're not just two devices near each other, they're a synchronized pair, leaping through 79 channels together, in a rhythm nobody else can follow. Modern Bluetooth even got smarter than Lamarr's version. It's called adaptive frequency hopping. Your device notices which channels are jammed, say the one your Wi-Fi is screaming on, marks them as bad, and simply stops hopping onto them. It routes around the noise in real time. That's why your earbuds and your Wi-Fi can run at full blast 3 feet apart, and neither one crashes. So that's it. A Viking name, a torpedo jamming trick, 1,600 hops a second, and a cryptographic handshake. Beautiful, elegant, reliable engineering. And it's exactly that reliability that should scare you a little. Here's the thing nobody tells you. For all of this to work, for your device to be findable, pairable, connectable, it has to be doing one thing constantly. It has to be shouting, broadcasting little "I exist" packets into the air over and over all day long so other devices can find it. Which means every Bluetooth device you carry, your earbuds, your watch, your fitness tracker, your phone, is a tiny lighthouse. And a lighthouse, by definition, can be seen. You've probably heard of the good version of this, item trackers, little coin-sized tags that ride on massive Find My networks, where a billion strangers' phones silently relay the tag's location back to you. It's genuinely brilliant for finding lost keys. But flip it around. That same a billion phones will report this tag's location system has been used to stalk people, slipping a tracker into someone's bag or car and watching them move. The manufacturers added anti-stalking alerts to fight this, and then researchers built cloned trackers specifically designed to slip past those alerts and follow a target for days, silently.
And then it got worse. In research presented last year, an attack nicknamed en-route tag, security researchers showed you don't even need a special tracking tag anymore. They demonstrated that an attacker can trick an ordinary Bluetooth device, a computer, potentially devices you already own, into behaving like a tracking beacon on that Find My network, turning everyday hardware into a stalking tool, without the owner ever knowing. Sit with the shape of that. The feature that makes Bluetooth reliable, that it's always broadcasting, always announcing itself so your devices can find each other, is the exact same feature that makes it trackable. You cannot have one without the other. A device that can be found by your phone can be found by someone else.
The engineers who built this weren't villains. They solved a torpedo problem in 1942 and a crowded room problem in the 1990s beautifully. But no one in that story was thinking about a world where you'd carry 5 broadcasting radios on your body every hour of every day. So here's the one thing to actually do. Tonight, in about 60 seconds, open your Bluetooth settings and look at the list of paired devices. I promise you, there are ghosts in there. A rental car from 2 years ago, a hotel TV, a speaker you threw out. Every one of those is a standing relationship your phone will still try to talk to. Delete the ones you don't recognize. Then, when you're not actively using Bluetooth, a long walk, a commute, a crowded event, just switch it off. Not out of paranoia, just because a lighthouse that isn't lit can't be seen. That's the whole defense. It costs you nothing, and it closes the easiest door. Because here's what should be bothering you now. If a device you chose to carry can quietly broadcast your location all day, Bluetooth is just one of the radios in your pocket doing this. Your phone is leaking far more than you think, through channels most people have never heard of. Your Wi-Fi is doing its own version of this. So is your SIM card. I broke down every single one of them, and exactly how to shut them up right here. Because once you see how the beacon in your ear works, you can't stop noticing all the others.